The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk Beauty. I'm your host, Sharon, owner of Green Envy Salon and Spa, and we have back Dr. Jerrilyn Sullivan from Main St Wellness Chiropractic. Thanks for coming back again.
Thank you for having me.
You've been a guest and my co-host. It's so much fun always to have you.
I love being here. Thank you.
So you're a newlywed.
I am a newlywed.
How's
yes.
that going?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Got married Labor Day weekend. And to a wonderful guy.
Yeah, that's always
So,
nice.
He has to be a wonderful guy. He married me and my 8 children.
Oh,
He deserves the Medal of Courage, I think.
oh, and he probably has children.
He
of
has
his own?
2. He had 2 boys.
Yeah, so you're a little off balance.
Yeah, a little skewed.
But you're a great mom. Your kids are great. I've
Thank
met one of
you.
your daughters that helps out over there at the
Isabel,
chiropractor's office. Yeah. So, and you had a nice honeymoon?
We had a wonderful honeymoon. Went to the Bahamas.
The Bahamas,
Yes,
huh?
yes.
I've been there once, just in Nassau on a cruise. We kind of did a couple of stops, and we stopped in Nassau, Bahamas. I've never been there before.
We
It was
stayed
nice.
in Eleuthera, which is a little tiny island, and the reason we stay there is he has friends that live there year-round.
Oh,
so
wow.
we got to stay at their home, and it was very isolated. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing but swimming, reading, snorkeling.
Can you imagine living someplace like that year-round?
Well, you know, I went there and I Googled the chiropractors. There's only 7 chiropractors in the Bahamas.
Oh, really?
And so I said, we should move here.
Right.
You know? Except very expensive, you know, with the program that you're doing, eating food, everything is brought in, all produce, and so one pepper is like $5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So unless you have a garden and you're growing it yourself with chicken and meat, and
Right.
very, very expensive. You could fish. We fished a lot and ate our own
Oh,
fish.
really?
Yes.
That must have been cool.
We ate our own fish. Rum was very cheap. We drank rum.
Yeah, yeah.
Beer was very expensive and wine was very expensive. So
Huh.
we didn't drink a lot of
Yeah.
that. So a lot of fish.
It seems like all these resorts that you go to, too, it's always like the rum thing. The rum runners or the rum
Right,
drinks are always
right.
like the popular ones for some
Well,
reason.
we didn't stay at the resort. We did stay at a place 2 nights, but even going to like a restaurant and having a side salad like you'd get at Tucci's or something
Yeah.
for like $3 or $4, $22. Yeah.
Because everything's got to be brought over
Yes.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, very, very difficult to eat healthy there on a budget if you.
So that's interesting that they live there all year round. I
Yes.
just touched briefly on, sometimes I watch HGTV or whatever, and these couples that are looking for these homes on these islands and stuff like that. No, what's your budget? Oh, $1 million.
I know.
Oh, okay.
You're right. Yeah, well, it was a family home that I think his dad had bought in the 50s or 60s and
Yeah.
then, went through. But it's right on the water. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Stunning.
And it's nice
Yeah.
that they've kept it in the family.
Yes, yes.
That's great.
We stayed in the guest bungalow, which was even.
Oh,
Yes.
very
it's
nice.
Very nice.
You
yeah.
didn't want to come home, right?
No, not at all. No. I kept joking with my kids and staff. I'm not coming home. They're like, ha ha, LOL. No, really, we're
Yeah.
not coming home.
I love it. It's like that would have been fun if you played a trick, like you didn't, extended your vacation for like a day or 2 just to kind of mess with them.
Oh yeah, I think you're. Yeah, nobody would have been happy when we
No,
got
I
home.
really, you need to be here like right now.
Yeah, especially my office.
People
yeah.
need you.
Absolutely. So how are you doing? You got your big competition on Saturday.
Yeah, so Saturday I am beyond ready, and I want to thank you for your help physically, me kind of going to visit you and getting my back cracked and my neck and keeping me aligned during this whole thing because I have been working out really hard. And the supplements that you've given me, holy moly.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
like, wow.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
It does make a big difference.
Yeah.
Now, are those supplements something that is just recommended for a period of time for people that do train for whatever it may be? You've done triathlons. I'm doing the fitness competitions type of stuff. Are those supplements to prepare or best to do cleansing with?
A lot of people, so supplements are meant to supplement your diet.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, most of us don't have the best diet in the world. We know over processed foods or even vegetables that aren't grown the way they were 50 or 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And so patients will often ask me, well, I would take a one a day. And what's the difference between a one a day and a whole food supplement? Well, a one a day is a chemical, it's a synthetic vitamin. And it doesn't have all the synergists and cofactors that go with it that your body needs to absorb. The things that you're taking are whole food, so it's concentrated nutrients, and it has all the cofactors and synergists, so your body can take all of that and the chemical process that it needs to absorb it happens. Whereas if you take a one a day or Centrum or whatever is out there, you have to take a larger dose, which is why when you read the international required units, the dose is much higher than what you'll see on what you're taking, whole food, because it doesn't have those cofactors and synergists, and so your body actually excretes most of it, which is why you pee bright green or yellow when you take those synthetic vitamins. So I often say to patients, sometimes it's non-food that makes us sick, and it's whole foods, real food that makes us healthy. And so, like you're self-training for this, you're on a low calorie, you're eating meats and vegetables, but you're eating nutrient-dense foods, and your body is able to almost take all of that and use it rather than excreting the junk that if you were eating, drinking, people drink Slim Fast and all these fad foods that are out there, right? It's not real food, and your body can't process it. It actually looks at it as a toxin and tries to excrete it and try to get rid of it. So,
yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot about vitamins. It's kind of like a joke, a lot of things that are sold over the counter, you're just paying them out because you're not getting the nutrients, like you said, that I'm getting from the supplements from you.
Correct.
And I saw a big difference right away,
Right. Well, it's also, if you're getting supplements from a holistic practitioner, whether a chiropractor or a naturopath or an acupuncturist, somebody that's trained in that, and there's supplements that you can only get through that doctor's office. It's not things you're going to get online or GNC. So they're pharmaceutical grade. And for example, we have a lot of patients that use echinacea in our practice, and they say, oh, echinacea is good for you, it's good for your immune system, it's good for a lot of things. Echinacea was around before they had
I've heard
antibiotics.
the name. I don't know really what it is.
So it's a daisy. It's from the daisy family. It's a pretty purple flower, and it can actually boost your immune system. If you get cold or sick and you start taking it, it can actually reduce the amount of time that you're sick. If you take it on a regular basis, so someone like yourself or me, we deal with a lot of people in the public, it's good to take that every day because it boosts our immune system, keeps us hopefully from getting sick. But see, here's the problem. If you don't get one that has the right genus and species, like the echinacea tea and echinacea cough drop, there's no echinacea in that. They may put something in it, but there's not enough of a level to give you the medicinal benefit. Or it may not be the right genus and species to give you the medicinal benefit. The key with echinacea is that if you put the tablet on the tip of your tongue, it should make your tongue tingle and prickly, and that's how you know it's true echinacea. So, so again, it comes down to, you can read all these articles, so we'll take vitamin C, take vitamin D, but if you're not getting a good quality product that's pharmaceutical grade and tested and filtered and approved, then you're not, you're wasting your money. And it's not, you can see the difference between what you were taking before and taking whole pharmaceutical grade whole food supplements is a huge, huge difference. I mean, it's almost night and day for some people.
Yeah. Well, what I've been taking during this time, I've been taking, I would say now, close to 2 months Juice Plus, which is basically vegetables and fruit that are actually dehydrated, dried into capsules, and they're FDA approved. There's so much. That's like a whole nother show, but which I've had a couple of girls on that aren't very much involved in the Juice Plus, and I've been taking those and yours, so I kind of feel like $1 million.
Well, again, Juice Plus, it's whole food.
Yep. Exactly.
If you look at the ingredients in a whole food supplement, it's things that you could put on your plate and eat. You may not want to eat them.
Right.
Maybe you don't care to eat kale. I mean, I like kale, but you'll eat it if it's in a capsule.
That's right.
If you look at a vitamin like one a day Centrum synthetic vitamin, it's chemical formulas. It's not something from the ground.
Yeah.
So
and that's what I love about it, about Juice Plus and the supplements I got from you, is that's what makes a big difference. you know, it's flushing your system out. You can like feel it. You know, although I do eat a lot of vegetables now, I'm like the sugar's out. I'm not really eating any fruit. I haven't had fruit. Well, I had some a little bit last week, but it's funny incorporating the different things. So getting these other nutrients from the supplements and the Juice Plus has just really kind of helped me along my way. You know,
Right, and that's all you need really. If you're eating dense, nutrient-rich food, you don't need all that other things.
Yeah, right.
You know, you don't need a sandwich in the morning and English muffins and
Yeah.
you know, the sugar was probably one of the biggest things that was difficult for you to give up because most of us have an addiction to sugar. I know myself, if I can go without sugar for a while, I'm great, but as soon as it's like an alcoholic, as soon as you have that little bit of sugar, it sets up all those cravings.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because, you know, when you can't have it in your lifestyle for a period of time, like I used to cook and I used to, you know, I kind of always made like as I got older, like I would make my kids dinner and I would kind of have something maybe a little healthier, or I would make a pie and I would just try a bite to make sure it tastes good. I wouldn't have to have a piece of it, or cheesecake. I would have to have the whole cheesecake. I love cheesecake. But it's like, for example, I had a Halloween party this past weekend. Of course, people are bringing cupcakes and this and that and the treats. And of course, I have stuff, you know, at my house for everybody as well. And I got all this candy. And one of my girlfriends brought me a bag of dark sea salt and almond chocolates, not for the party, but for me, for my day of my competition. And I keep looking at it. It's on the counter, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I didn't care about any of stuff like that before. And now it's like, it's like, it's very hard. Like this week particularly is really, really hard because before I would be like, I'd have celery and peanut butter is my new best friend. I could care less about peanut butter before. Could care less. Now I'm like, dipping the celery. Now I'm not right now. But that was my to-go-to treat.
Yeah. Well, it's a healthy treat, especially if it's an organic peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peter Pan peanut butter is probably not the best.
No, I mean, I got the Skippy all natural peanut butter, and it's comical. I even say to my husband, like, have you ever seen me come home and start dipping celery in the jar of peanut butter because I just needed something, you know?
Right, yeah.
And now this week I can't do that at all because you have to be super, super good and drinking a lot of water. Like I accomplished 1.5 gallons of water yesterday.
Wow. Did you sleep at all last night, or were you in the bathroom all night?
I was kind of up in the bathroom, and it wasn't a great night's sleep because I think that all that water I didn't know what it would do to me. I'm like, obviously you're going to go to the bathroom a lot, you know, but it's kind of amazing. I feel like a little bit of shrinkage. I got to drink a lot of water today and a lot of water tomorrow, and then I kind of like wean out.
Well, water is amazing. A lot of people don't realize the power of water.
Yeah.
I mean, most of us walk around dehydrated, and just by drinking water can cure so many symptoms that people are having. And by the time we feel thirsty, you know, you're dehydrated. And I just had a conversation today with a patient, and he says, well, how much water should I drink? And I said, well, the general formula is half your weight in ounces is what you should be drinking. But the problem that people have is they wait till they're thirsty, and then they drink a big glass of water, and they're like, well, I don't like to drink water because I'm always in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But your body can only absorb so much. Like if you drank that 1.5 gallons within a couple hours, you'd be in the bathroom. I'm sure you drank it throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
Because your body can only absorb so much water. But we're biochemistry. Our entire body is biochemical, and biochemistry means that we need water for every chemical process in our body. And if we're, as from a woman's point of view, I mean, that's your line of work is beauty. A lot of women, if they just started drinking water, you know, people say, boy, your face looks good. Are you wearing a different lotion or different makeup? And it's the water because it's plumping us up.
Well, it's funny because I've been told by a couple of people, one of my very, very best friends, telling me how skinny my face is. Your face is too thin. It's too thin. You gotta, you know, please tell me you're gonna do something about that after and whatever. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, and now I'm thinking like, is my face too thin? I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm doing this process. But during this whole training process, actually, I was told that I should be drinking 1 gallon of water. How much water are you drinking? How much water are you drinking? I'm like, well, I'm drinking a lot. And I did drink a lot. but I haven't been drinking a gallon. It's like I challenge anybody to actually try to accomplish that goal, and you realize how hard it is.
Well, the thing is, too, is if you take that gallon of water and you put it on the counter or your work office, and you say, I'm going to drink that today, and at the end of the day, you see how much you really drank, and you realize you maybe only drank this much of it, and you think you're drinking water all day long, and you're not. You know, I say to my patients that have, their back bothers them because they sit at a desk all day long, I say, drink water throughout the day. It does two things. It's good for you for so many reasons, and secondly, it makes you get up to have to go pee, so you're not stuck at your desk for 4 or 5 hours. And then the people that are working at their desk all day, they're maybe drinking a cup of coffee. They're not drinking any water all day long because they're so involved in their project. And water is just huge. Plus, it flushes out all those toxins. And you're eating all that green food, which grabs onto the toxins like a magnet. Then you drink that water and you flush it out. And so part of the process that you've gone through is not only training for the competition, but it's all this clean eating you're doing. So you've actually detoxified your body, which is why people say, well, your face looks not shallow or thin. You don't have the puffiness because you're not eating all that sugar. Sugar makes us puffy. So.
No, I'm glad. It's funny. I want to try to continue. So what I did is I bought all the water at the grocery store. I went to the grocery store the other night, me and my husband, and I'm like, all right, I need 3 gallons of water. I need half gallons. I need this and that because there's a science of how much water I'm supposed to drink up until Saturday. So that's what I did yesterday. Is I drank my half gallon. So I bought a half gallon, about that, and then I poured my half gallon into another thing because I'm not going to walk around with a gallon.
Right.
So I just utilized that gallon so I knew when it was going to be empty. And I couldn't believe I accomplished that. So that's what I'm doing again today. So if people don't want to carry around a gallon, there's ways that you can do it.
Sure. Yeah.
Just you can
measure
empty
it out
into your cup or into another half, and you can do it that way. It makes it a lot easier. I mean, I'll go to the gym and people have no problem walking around with a gallon of water. I just think it's kind of silly.
Walking around downtown Nashua with a gallon of
water. Yeah, like it doesn't fit good on the treadmill or the Stairmaster,
Right.
So
your nightstand.
So I just dumped it into another bottle, and what I really love to utilize as well is sitting in the steam room.
Oh yeah.
I'd really like to know the technology and science behind the benefits of that. Yes, you sit in a steam room, it's hot, you sweat. I guess that's pretty much it. You're sweating out any other toxins or water weight that you might have.
Right. Well, your skin is the largest organ in your body.
Yeah.
And so it's a way of getting toxins out of your body. It's so different than if you eat garlic or you've been around a smoker or a heavy drinker. And they may not have been smoking or drinking for a while, but you can smell that coming out of their skin. So that's the reason. It also brings the capillaries closer to the surface of your skin, which is another way of getting rid of toxins and gases out of your system. So there's a lot to be said. It's also supposed to be very, you would know from your line of work, supposed to be very moisturizing and nourishing for your skin as well.
I feel like, I sweat twice a day. I sweat a lot. And I actually enjoy going to sit in the steam room. A lot of people are like, oh, I can't handle that. It's too hot. I don't like the sweat like that. And I actually enjoy it very much. And I've been trying to do it as much as I can. Tonight will be the last night because I have to start my spray tan process tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be getting spray tan Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning, and then I'll be, have my 3 coats in, ready to go.
They put a lacquer on at the end.
They don't. It's kind of like the first coat, and then the next day you just kind of rinse off, so you don't want to be like scrubbing it off, And then the next coat is just kind of like, it's just like layering, and it actually stays. So, not that I'm going to look like Oompa Loompa, but I'm going to be pretty dark come Saturday. And then Sunday we leave for vacation.
Yeah.
So I'll be blending in just fine.
And you're going to Mexico, you said, right?
Yeah, Cancun.
Nice.
I've never been to Cancun. This will be a 3rd trip to Mexico. Been to different places. But I'm excited, and I'm also a little nervous about this because we went to the Dominican last year, and I got really sick. Like,
what did you eat that you think you got sick?
I don't know. I don't know if it was, I was trying to eat like salads like for lunchtime. You know what I mean? I don't know. And then somebody's like, well, you have to be careful when you go to these islands because they don't really wash off their lettuce and all that stuff as well as, we might here.
Right.
And I wasn't, we were drinking bottled water. I wasn't having a lot of like icy drinks or anything like that. So I couldn't pinpoint what the issue was. But two full 24-hour days, I was very, very, very sick.
Oh, that's
like
not good.
almost, maybe I should go to the hospital sick. So I don't know. And we've traveled and I've gone to places before. I have no idea what could have caused it. But because I do eat so clean, now I have to do a little reverse diet. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bring like some oatmeal with me on my trip, some like oatmeal bars,
Yeah.
and some things that
Packaged oatmeal or something.
something that I can, if I don't really like what's on the, to kind of like wean myself into the week. Not that I'm going to do that every day, but if I can just ask for a hot, cup of water, and I can just have some oatmeal in the morning or whatever, and then I can just kind of feel out and see how it is. Because I do believe that certain resorts have better food than others.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
It depends on
what
how much
they're
money you
bringing in.
pay, where you're staying. Because I've stayed at, lesser expensive resorts, more expensive resorts, and I couldn't believe the difference in the food. I was like,
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to be careful just in general because you've been eating so little and so clean that if you eat something that's processed or too sugary or too fatty or a large volume. Yeah.
Exactly.
Go easy.
Oh, trust me, I'm gonna be careful. I'll be working out because I don't want to be feeling sick, and I don't want to be feeling bloated.
Look how great you look too. You don't want to go back.
Because it actually is, and you know,
Yeah.
it would be very easy for me to like put on 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Very
Sure.
easy. You go say, I go on vacation. Oh, I'm having French toast. I'm having pancakes. I'm having this and crepes, and then for lunch I'm having pizza, and for dinner or whatever. I mean, if I ate like that, I would come home 10 pounds heavier.
Yeah, you're gonna look like the blueberry from Willy Wonka
know.
factory.
I'm like, I don't know what happened.
Well, I see it when I have patients in the office that do the 21-day cleanse, and they eat so clean for 21 days, and then the men will say, I'm just dying for beer and a pizza. And they think they really want it, and then they go and they have 2 beers, and they have a couple of slices of pizza, and they're literally sick. Sick from it because they're just not, their body's not used to eating that. I mean, you can get yourself back to the point where you can eat that way,
Right, but if it makes you sick, what does that tell you?
Yeah, it tells you it's not good for you. That's
right.
That's what I say. If you've been eating clean and you eat something that makes you sick, there's, maybe it's a food sensitivity that you should be avoiding.
Yeah.
So,
I believe like if you're gonna start any kind of lifestyle with like eating clean or doing a 21-day, you've been doing it for 21 days, so try to continue that lifestyle. If you're gonna treat yourself to something, try to do it in a healthier way.
Right.
Or like you said, don't eat anything packaged or desserts that are like packaged and all. Like try to like if you can like go to Whole Foods or something that is like
something from a good bakery,
and fresh and stuff like that.
And a slice, it should.
And a slice, not the whole thing.
Exactly.
It's funny because I know a couple of my friends that they can't have one cookie, they can't have one piece of chocolate cake. They gotta have like the whole tray, the whole thing, and I'm like, I've never been like that, but some people have.
Right. Well, that's the brain. Our brains live off of sugar and fat, but we don't need 160. The average person in America eats 160 pounds of sugar a year. 160 pounds. I mean, what do you weigh right now? 120.
Yeah.
So that's like, think of you as a big chocolate bunny,
Yep.
So, and people say, well, I don't eat sugar, but they're eating breads and pastas and rice, and sugar's added to so many different things. Low-fat foods tend to have more sugar in it, and it's very addictive for the brain. People have a hard time not eating that sugar. I mean, I'm the same way. If I have a cookie, I know it's going to be very difficult not to have that other cookie.
Yeah.
So I'm just better off not having it, because once I go down that path, it's no different than alcoholism. It triggers the same mechanism in the brain. The only difference is if you eat a dozen donuts, you're not going to go and kill somebody, driving drunk on the
right. I'm
overdose
on my sugar donuts here. Yeah.
Right, but it does affect it predisposes us to heart disease and diabetes, high blood pressure, high triglycerides, or too much alcohol, too much carbohydrates. It's all there. It's really all there. So
and that's definitely how I weaned my body from like all of that. I mean, you think about, oh, well, you know, a few nights a week you have a couple glasses of wine, no big deal. Or you go out to dinner on the weekend, you know, Friday, Saturday, whatever, and you're having drinks. And at the end of the week, it's like, wow, you add all that up,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
it's like having to stop that. I feel so much better.
Sure. I mean, we don't need, I mean, I think we all fall in that too. We had a long day. You reward yourself with a glass of wine at the end of the night. And then sometimes it's two. At the end of the week, that's 14 glasses. How many bottles of wine are you drinking? And it's not just the alcohol. It's the sugar and the alcohol. And for the men, it's the beer, you know, or I call them the foo-foo drinks, you know. You know, like the pina coladas and the margaritas, you know, loaded with sugar. And so there's just so many better. Not that I don't think, I mean, there's a lot of research out there that red wine is good for you. I don't disagree with that. But it's still alcohol.
Yeah,
you
everything's
know,
going to be in moderation.
Exactly.
you know?
Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything in moderation.
And I'm like, you know, that was my relaxing thing that I did at night. Now I have a detox tea at night.
Yeah, right.
You know, and it's like I wake up and then, you know, in the morning and I'm not like sluggish, because I would be more sluggish if I had a couple of glasses of wine the night before, you know.
Yeah.
Now it's like, no, I have my tea and I feel good. I even think about when I go on vacation, I'm like, I'm not going to drink like I normally have in the past.
Well, I think if you have one drink, you're going to be on your little tush over there.
Well, when I go to
Devin.
the back room, promo to the Puritan back room in Manchester, New Hampshire, that's going to be my cheat meal, my nachos, and I'm going to have a martini.
Yeah. You'll probably have half. I doubt you'll even finish the whole martini, Sharon. I want to see a picture of you after the one martini.
Oh, I am going to be posting pictures all day long. I'll be like pre ahead of time. I'll be there. It's thank God my girlfriend's coming with me behind the scenes. So she's never even been to anything like this. And of course, I went to one like a month ago just so I could see what it would be like. But it's going to be a whole new experience for me as well.
It's exciting.
So it's going to be a long.
Are you
long
nervous?
day. I am nervous. I'm doing the bikini, which is the first level of figure competitions, is bikini. And there you have to walk a certain sexy, sassy way, and it's just it's like a beauty pageant, it really is. You have to just be to your makeup and your hair and your nails, and it's crazy to me. You know, it's in the writing.
Yeah.
You know,
So you have to walk sexy and sassy.
You have to walk a certain way. There's posings. You have to do 3/4 turns. You got to pose to your left, pose to your right. You got to turn around, and then you're going to do your front pose, and you got to walk back and forth. And it's going to be interesting.
Wow.
And
don't you have a coach for posing?
I do have a coach for posing.
Yeah.
So he's awesome. His name is Bruno, and he's been around a long time. And thank God for him. So, but this has been it's an expense. It's a journey, but I've enjoyed it.
It's a healthy hobby.
It's a wrap for our show today.
All right.
We're already done. Can
Wow.
you believe it? Thanks for watching.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.